Well, hey crafty friends, it's Heidi Scott with DIY Dreaming, and I am super excited about this month's craft club project. It's for July 2025. It's Magnolia Design Company Craft Club, and oh my gosh, there's so many different things that you can do with this. And if you love the idea and you want to do things like this for the whole year long, you can buy additional supplies, additional little blocks and beads, and use the letters and numbers that come in this box to create all kinds of different things. So anyways, we're going to be making something for Christmas. I know it's only July, but I'm thinking ahead, and this idea could be summer, early fall, Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring, Easter, beach. I mean, you could totally take this idea and run with it. And I am using this as my inspiration. This is what Craft Club box looks like. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. At Christmas time, I tend to have a lot of cream and then dark gray, glittery, or dark black accents. And I have multiple pieces of tarnished silver popped here and there throughout my house in cream and gray, or cream and black. Those are a couple of pieces. So I'm making something to go with that. And then these are my favorite pillows. Oh my gosh. Maybe my most favorite that I have made. Well, I can think of one that I like just a little bit better. Anyways, this says the most wonderful time of the year, and it has this awesome little pillow band and ties that I made. Let me know if you would like to see that video. And this is a lumber pillow, and it says Christmas Trees Farm Fresh, and it has the same thing on the side. So this little band on both of these pillows is the inspiration for this project. Okay, let me find a spot. And I'll show you what comes in the kit, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do. Okay, so Craft Club is a monthly box that you get. It's $24.95 plus tax and shipping. Shipping's around $5, I think, and then whatever your local sales tax is. Now it's everything for a whole project. It has a reusable stencil. It has whatever doodads you might need, whatever the surface is, which the surface is these. It has a package of whatever your medium is, and sometimes it's two, and a new squeegee. There are instructions. There also is a video that the company makes, and you can do yours just the way they did theirs, which says family love, and it's adorable, or you can do something along the lines of what I'm doing. This month, get rid of a few things. This month you get this whole set of alphabet letters, and I like the font. They're like all capitals, and they're kind of like old English, so they look really interesting and classy to me. I've already cut mine up a little bit. I'm hanging on to all of my letters because I know I'll use these again and again and again, just in this little plastic box. And as I cut them apart, I labeled them so I would know which little piece they need to go back on. Okay, so you're gonna get 12 of these little white blocks. They're painted already, and they have a hole for you to put some jute and beads through. And then you get, I don't know, 22 or something of these little wood beads, and you're gonna get some jute, okay? And I'm going to take these out, and we'll work on this next. I have worked ahead. Here's 4 left to do, and I've already done 8. So I am looking for something to go along with this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a garland that can go across my fireplace, or I could hang it somewhere else if I wanted, that will say snowflakes. But there's a lot of Christmas words, fall words, personal words, the names. You could buy more blocks and do as many as you want. I'm going with this 12. And they're already painted white. So I am going to use, I'm going to take my new little pouch of glittering black. It's a great color. I've used it a ton. I'm going to open it and I'm going to squeeze it into my little pot that I already have. Oh my gosh, this is my second or third pot of that color that I've used. It's great. So let me do that first. You can work right out of this little pouch if you want. I don't want to waste any of it, so I'm going to go ahead and squeeze it into my jar and get every last little blob. I've already got it on my fingers. So how is everyone doing today? If you are a member of my craft club, tell me in the comments. I would love to know. Okay, first thing we're going to do, and this is going to be really fun, we're also going to use this stencil, which is a big one, and it's called Snowflakes. Mine happens to be cut in two for a project that I did with it last year or the year before, but if you were to grab this stencil, it would come like this. It's one whole sheet. Anyways, we're going to use this too. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to make the edges of these little cubes have some black or glittering black distressing around them. So I'm just going to take one. I'm going to use this one. This is a little pouncer that I got at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to dip it in my chalk paste. Get it all over the end. Pounce some of that off. And I'm just going to hold on to my block where the little holes are. Put in my glasses so I can see. And I'm going to kind of go around the edges. I'll hold this up in just a second to show you. These do dry pretty quickly. We might get my heat gun out to help it move along a little quicker. That is basically what that looks like. So there's one. Get a paper towel so I don't get my smudgy fingers all over everything right at the start. I think this adds a really interesting touch to these little blocks, and you don't have to do this, but I think it's super cute. And if you decided that you wanted to change it out later, this is chalk paste, so you could wash it off. You might need to touch your blocks up with a little bit of paint. But then you could change it. Or for just a few dollars, you can get a whole new set of these. Some of them are going to have darker edging and some of them will have lighter. Just finished. I'm really excited about this. I think there's so much potential for what you can do with this set of alphabet letters and these blocks. And I'm going to definitely grab some more sets of the blocks for myself. Okay. Done with that. We will use this in just a second. Okay, let me find a spot to put my little pouncer because it's reusable. I'll wash it off and reuse it for 20 more projects. And if I didn't say, it came from Dollar Tree. Okay, let me do the fabric for just a second to give those a moment to dry. And we're gonna decorate our little garland with strips. This is some canvas duck that I purchased at Hobby Lobby 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know if they still have it, but you could use, if you couldn't find this or something that you liked, you could use ribbon. You could use any kind of fabric that appeals to you. So let me show you how I got mine ready to go. And I just went based on the length of this one little piece that I had. So I'm gonna cut a snip and then tear strips. We'll do 2. This is going to be so cute at Christmas. And it's going to look great with my decor. Okay, now these are going to be all stringy. You're going to want to pull all that off. And then, depending on how good the quality of the canvas duck is, sometimes they'll get like runs in them almost that you can sort of smooth out with your fingers, or you could do an iron. I'm not quite that motivated today to do that, but just want to get all these strings off. This is going to be way too long, so I'm going to just cut it in half. And I will tell you right now that it is about 25 inches long. Okay, let me do this one. So tell me, I started to say this earlier, tell me in the comments if you are a member of my craft club, and if you can think of it, what has been your favorite project? I know one of my friends was just, when I posted pictures of this month's project, she just recently said, they keep getting cuter every month. But tell me what was your favorite so far? I think as far as collecting stencils goes, this is going to be super versatile because you can use this alphabet for a zillion different projects. And this is pretty cute. I love these little blocks and beads. You could paint the beads too. Okay, I don't know how many I have. I'm not even going to use all of the jute that came in the kit. All right. Find some space here. Let me grab my heating gun and we'll give these a little blast. And then we'll stencil the rest of the letters and we'll do a snowflake. Here's where we're going. That's an S for snowflakes. And I want you to notice, because I had to pay attention to this, that I did it so that when I string a garland, string some jute through here, the S will be the correct way, not off to its side. So pay attention to that if you're gonna hang it that way. If you're gonna hang it up and down, then you want to put your letters on, you know, different. Ooh, that gets hot. Okay, so like I said, I have been working ahead and I have an S let me just spell this for myself. S-N-O, I need a W. And I will eventually cut all these up and put them in my little box that I labeled Magnolia letters. You could put them in a Ziploc bag too, so that I have them all together and ready to go for lots more projects in the future. Okay, there's a W. I'm going to use a Sharpie and label the back of it with a W. These are so little that I'm not going to worry too much about fuzzing them. And I will show you in just a second that I want to make sure that I get it on the right direction so that the letter is facing the correct way. I'm going to use my brand new squeegee. W. Throwing my little W in my tub of water. Okay, so I have S-N-O-W. And then I need F. I've got an F, L, A. I need a K. Here's a K. And I need an S. So I had to use my S twice. And I like to generally wash those in between. S-N-O-W-F-L-A-K. Oh, and we'll have one extra, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. We're going to put some snowflakes on it, basically. Okay. Let's do another S. Over here. Okay, so the other thing I'm doing is I'm doing snowflakes on one of these, and I just was fiddling around. I put it on all the sides. And for that, it really doesn't matter. Whoops, oh, here's my E. It really doesn't matter what direction they're going. I'm just going to take part of my snowflake stencil. There's all different sizes here. You can put them on centered, or they can go kind of off to the side. So let's just do one for right now, and I'll come back and do the other sides of that if it's necessary. All right, this is going to go like this. And let me give it a little bit of heat. What do you guys think so far? If you like it, do this or this. Or just tell me. Now let's assemble. Let me move this stuff out of my way. And I'll show you what we're going to do with those strips. Make sure I don't have chalk paste on my little craft mat here that's going to get on the fabric. Okay. So sometimes I found that it is hard to string beads on jute. And what I did, which you've probably seen this before, is I just took a piece of tape and I kind of wrapped it around one end. Okay, so I'm going to start from my snowflake. Oh, and I want to add some of these beads on. Let me think what I'm doing. I think I'm going to try to do a bead, 2 beads in between each letter, and I'll show you why. If I don't have enough, I'll have to dig through my personal stash of beads, and I probably have a zillion that are this size or very similar. When I'm all finished here, I will put one of my pillows on the mantle hearth and I'll hang my little garland so you can see what it's going to look like and see if it's something you want to do. If you're having a hard time getting your letters on your little wood squares to stay straight, you can go ahead and letter all 4 sides of it. That's up to you. Hopefully I'm thinking about this properly, that when I hang it up, is it going to be right or is it going to be backwards? Yeah, it's going to be right. So who likes to make garlands? And who is a member of Craft Club? And I just saw that somebody sent me, Becky White, thank you so much for the stars. I really appreciate that. So I will get this all made, take pictures, then I'll probably put it away because I'm not ready for, you know, it's the beginning of July if you're watching this live. I'm obviously not decorating for Christmas yet. I'm just crafting ahead a season sometimes because it's just fun to do that. Okay, you're going to understand in a second why I am opting to do 2 beads in between each little block. Exactly the right number. So there's 12 little blocks and 24 wood beads in this kit. Okay, this is going to say snowflakes, and I'll have to turn my letters around so that they are all towards the front. But let me just put a loop on this end just so that it doesn't come sliding off. Okay. So what my plan is to take my strips, and I'm just doing like a loop. So each one of these strips is about 24 inches long, and they're about around 2 inches wide. So I'm just going to find the center, and I'm doing a loop, you know, one of these loop things in between each bead and pulling the tail through that loop. Make sure I'm going to do one more, and then I'll show you what it's going to look like, and I will finish up off camera. I think this is going to be adorable for Christmas time. And one little tip here is, if you use a word or something or a snowflake design that isn't tied specifically to Christmas but is just more of a winter theme, then you can use that piece in your decor for a little bit longer. Okay, so this is what it's going to eventually look like. And I may have to come and stencil all sides of the words so that they hang so you can read it. And this is basically what it's going to look like. And it'll say snowflakes. So what do you guys think? Was that a fun and different spin on Craft Club? I hope you liked it. Of course, you can do it just exactly the way they do it in the instructions, and in their video they do two separate little pieces that have like jute tassels on the end that says family love. There's a million other options. Anyways, if you want to find out more about Craft Club, comment club, C-L-U-B, in the comments, and I'll send you a personal message with all that, with the link to my website where you can read about it. It's $24.95. It's a monthly club. It comes with everything you need from start to finish for a whole project. It's completely different from one month to the next. For June, let me show you what June was. June was this adorable tote bag. Super cute. And we got this darling seashell all over pattern stencil. And I just opted to do mine in white, but it came with a beautiful blue ink. And then for May, they kind of are always ahead a season or two. We got this. Supplies to make this little flag for 4th of July. And Memorial Day and Labor Day, and just because you feel like being patriotic. So, and it came with this all over pattern star design that you can do this year, next year, the year after, the year after. Anyways, I love Craft Club. Magnolia's had it for a couple of years. It seems to me that once people get started with it, they just love it, and they keep getting it month after month after month. If you have questions, don't hesitate to let me know. Comment club if you want to take a peek, do this, or this. Come back later and I'll get this all finished up and I'll get some good pictures. And I'll see if I can figure out what I could do so that my blocks don't turn over and so you can read the word snowflakes. Alrighty. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day and I'll see you guys.